This show just keeps getting weirder and weirder and weirder, man, but in the best possible way. So let's cut right to the chase. Let's talk about Castle Rock on your weekly review. Let's start it now. What's up, guys? I'm Robbie from the Nerdynomicon. Thanks for stopping by for your weekly dose of Castle Rock thoughts, pontifications, extrapolations, and predictions in this week's Castle Rock review. I put out a request to you guys last week to let me know what your speculation is. What do you think is going to happen? Your predictions, your speculations, any thoughts you have about what we're going to see in the next episode and maybe going forward. If you want to join in, man, hit me up in the comments down below. You can also tweet me, hit me up on Facebook, nerdynomicon@gmail.com, or if you really want to get in on the discussion, facebook.com/groups/Castle Rock fans. That's where I'm hanging out. That's where a whole bunch of my friends, new and old, are hanging out, and we're talking Castle Rock every single day. And there's a thread in there to let me know your predictions, and maybe I'll read them on air next week. So I grabbed a couple that I wanted to hit before we talk about what actually happened this week. Michelle K. wrote me a prediction saying that Jackie Torrance will die. I don't know how I feel about that, Michelle. I mean, we've barely seen her, so, I guess it would shock the hell out of me. I'm probably close to as shocked as I was with what actually happened in this episode, but I don't know. I think it's way too early for her to die. The actress is way too known right now with a last name Torrance in a show called Castle Rock taking place in a Stephen King multiverse. I have a feeling she's going to be around for a while. Now, if you would have said that Danny Torrance is going to show up sometime soon, I think by the end he might. That's one of my predictions. But thank you very much for throwing that prediction out. I didn't see that one coming. Tyler Adams wrote that he thinks that the dog in the suitcase will be reanimated. Damn. Oh, that would be scary as shit, dude. Oh, I really like that. Like reanimated Cujo or something. Oh. Shit. Do that. Like, seriously, showrunners, like, redo a couple of your episodes in the tail end of the season and do that. Oh my god, that would be creepy as hell. Reanimated Cujo in Castle Rock. I love it.
Hello? Wait, what? How soon?
Ruthie, let me take you back to bed.
Something terrible's gonna happen.
Nobody in town knows you're out. Let's keep it that way.
There is something wrong with that kid.
Are you the devil?
So let's jump into what actually happened in this episode, as far as some of the key scenes. Now, Michelle brought up Jackie Torrance, and she's one of the people that I did want to talk about in this episode. Jackie's background is discussed, and it turns out she's not the daughter of Danny, as I originally thought she was going to be. Actually, she is the cousin of Danny? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Jack Torrance is her uncle. So, and turns out her name is actually Diane, and she changed it to Jackie to piss off her relatives. So I think the next thing that I want to talk about and highlight here is the release of the kid. Over the last 4 episodes, the major plot point and one of the major mysteries has been centered around the kid. The 2 major ones, obviously being Henry's backstory, what happened to him when he, way back in 1991, and the second being the nature of the kid. Well, the kid is released. He's out of Shawshank now. And God help us all, I guess. I think it's really, really cool and interesting what happens. As soon as he gets out, you start hearing all this news footage about wildfires just raging everywhere, and the usual ways to put them out are not working. Water's not working, smothering's not working, so it's almost like the land itself is rejecting him. It reminded me a lot of this old HBO show Carnival. I thought that was really, really poetic, frankly, and there's a couple of scenes in particular with the kid that just was so intense. One of them being when he goes into a house and there's this birthday going on for this kid named Gordy. Maybe the same Gordy as in Stand By Me. Who knows? Could be an Easter egg. And everything turns from happy to horrifying as a fight immediately breaks out over the fact that his gift is a baseball mitt, and it ends in death and destruction and pain. And I rewatched the scene like 3 times to figure out, is this happening right now? Mind you, the kid is sitting in the house. He just walks right into the house and he's sitting there watching this birthday take place. But the action that's happening is obscured to us as the audience. We're hearing it and we're hearing the impact of it, but we're not seeing any of the violence. We're not seeing the blood or anything like that. As a matter of fact, it starts to, pan out from the house. So it leads me to wonder, was this a flashback? Is he hearing the echoes of pain that was in that house? Is this happening right now? Like, is his presence a blight on humanity to such a degree that he's actually destroying and toxifying this happy occasion, this birthday? Or maybe he's creating a haunting, like drudging up this pain from the past and like shoving it into this house, maybe even inadvertently. It's hard to tell without knowing the nature of the scene, because Castle Rock does something very, very interesting. It shifts between present day and flashbacks in such a weird way that I don't always know which one is which. It's very cool, but I thought that was a very powerful scene. I think this one scene where he's standing on the rooftop just kind of surveying the town, and you're hearing all this pain and all this evil, and there's audio clips from all these other Stephen King properties. You want to see a dead body? I heard that in there. I thought that the way that shot was framed was absolutely awesome. And the entire episode to me culminates with the showdown with the sheriff. And, he puts it right to him. You haven't aged one day in 27 years. By the way, 27 years. Isn't that the same amount of time that it disappears for? Just throwing that out there. Just putting it right there for you. And he asks him point blank, "Are you the devil?" And the kid replies, "No." And there's so much wrong with this episode. So much right, but so much that happens. Sissy Spacek jumps off of the bridge, and obviously her brain is starting to go, and the kid says that he can help her. And it leads you to wonder, what exactly is he talking about? And also, if he can help her, at what a cost? So I want to spend the rest of this episode touching on moral ambiguity. This is something that, if you listen to the Nerdynomicon podcast, I talk about a lot because it's something that I really like. I don't believe that human beings in the real world, except for, a few, are easily broken down into black and white. Mother Teresa, obviously would be more on the white side, and Hitler, Pol Pot, more on the black side. People are not straight paragons, and they're not straight chaotic evil. There is a fuck ton of middle ground and moral gray area, and that's where moral ambiguity is. We're not in the ages of the Jedi versus the Sith, Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader, where you have the two polar opposites just standing in front of each other, facing each other down. No, we're in an age of moral ambiguity. And I love it when our shows show the complexity of our villains and the complexity of our heroes, to give us that moral gray area, to find that middle ground. It makes us feel for them. It makes us understand them. I don't actually care for Henry as a person. This is something that Castle Rock's doing that is very reminiscent to the work of Joe Hill to me, which, by the way, is Stephen King's son. Joe Hill has this ability to make me dislike all of his main protagonists. I hate Vic McQueen, all right? I really don't like Ig, but I'm obsessed with their stories. Castle Rock seems to be doing this moral ambiguity brilliantly, specifically with the kid. I don't know if he is willfully evil, if it's just something that he is, that he's trying to control. There are bits of dialogue to support that theory, where he says, "I shouldn't be here, I should be down in the hole." Is he even human? Is he an angel? Is he a demon? Is he a devil? Is he something completely different? What happened to Henry? Is Henry actually a good person? What is going on with our sheriff, with our former warden, with our present warden? What drives these people? I mean, I'm pretty sure we got it with our current warden, you know. Greed. So that's what I have to say, man. What did you guys think about this episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was it somewhere in the morally ambiguous middle? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure that you're checking out facebook.com/group/Castle Rock fans. Like and subscribe to this channel. It helps us out a ton, and it keeps, you know, the kid away from us so that it doesn't touch us and infect us with all sorts of like general obscurity in the world of YouTube. So until next week, guys, let's work together to find out what the hell's going on here.